There's no line at Bake Me Crazy, the ride that simulates what it's like to be baked like a cake. The ride itself lasts an amazing 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown. Not recommended for our guests who are sensitive to temperatures exceeding 350 degrees.
Hey Gingerbread Man, how you doing? Welcome to part 5 of my Let's Play of Sonic Colors, and we're still going through Sweet Mountain with all of its candy, and its chocolate, and its donuts, and its gingerbread, and oh my god, this place is amazing. I do have to wonder though, was this planet always like this, or did Dr. Eggman make it that way? Like, the whole plot of the game is that Dr. Eggman found all these different planets where all the wisps live on, right? And he's chained them to his incredible interstellar amusement park to be this attraction for Earth, right? And also, I like that it's a Sonic CD callback. Did you notice that? Because, like, in Sonic CD, Dr. Eggman grabbed little planets, and he chained it to this mountain in order to make sure it wouldn't go anywhere. So the planet was stuck by this little chain. And it's the same thing here. All the planets that Eggman has abducted are held down to his park by chains, and that's so Sonic CD, so I kind of like that. But either way, Sweet Mountain from the outside, it looks like it's covered in caramel or ice cream or something. But like you get in here, and you look in the background, you got like all these different liquids and all these contraptions that we assume Dr. Eggman's made. You know, we assume Eggman's put all the Smarties and the jelly beans in that glass container in the background. We don't expect that the planet was actually like that. The white structure, the fire bars we're dodging, that must all be Dr. Eggman's. But like, how much of this place was Dr. Eggman's fault? Was the hamburger that we went through in Act 2, was that his fault too? Did he put that giant hamburger there? Did he fill the rivers filled with chocolate? Did he supply the donuts and stuff? Or was this planet always like a giant cake that people drill around in, you know? Was this planet always covered in ice cream and stuff? Like, I always wondered about that. Like, we know later that Eggman is actually molding these planets into his amusement park. He's actually constructing on them and stuff. But, like, how much of this planet was actually food-based before he got a hold of it, you know? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Either way, this level's kind of eh. You use these elevators in order to get higher through the level, but they only go up when you're standing on the buttons, and they move so slow, like, there's no obstacle you can't see coming. Like, the fire bars are just hanging there, and you don't want to run into them, but you're gonna, like, pass by them no problem, because you're gonna see them coming, you know? I think it would have been more fun if, like, the elevator moved, like, twice as fast, so, like, you step on it, and it just starts going super fast, and you need to get off it, like, as quickly as you can. At least that would have been a little bit tense, and like, oh, I don't want to stay on it too long, but, it moves slow, so it's just kind of an eh level. That's the slow elevator level, I guess.
Please feel free to leave all valuables in your vehicle during your stay here at Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park, as they will be perfectly safe. In no way will roaming bands of robots break into your vehicle.
You can trust Dr. Eggman. He wouldn't steal things from your dashboard. Come on. Come on! Also, I like that indication that, like, people pull up to the giant elevator that's poking out of the earth, and they all park their cars in the elevator, and then the elevator just takes them up to outer space and stuff. This would be quite the attraction if it actually existed. And people would have to be really confident that Dr. Eggman isn't still evil, that he didn't just shatter the earth into a whole bunch of pieces to summon all these Dark Gaia monsters not too long ago, you know? You can trust Eggman, he's fine. But either way, folks, now we're using the Cube Wisp. It's this blue, blocky wisp that's when you push the Z button, you immediately ground pound and head down and crush whatever's below you or around you. Like, the cube will actually leave this big effect attack that will destroy everything around it. So I'm actually going to show it off right here. I'm surrounded by like 6 egg pawns, I activate it, and now I'm going to slam, boom! Everything around me died, because it has a huge radius of attack when it slams into things. It can also destroy lots of black container boxes that Sonic cannot destroy. Because, like, you try homing attacking them, you try stomping on them, you're not going to do anything to them, but the cube can destroy those black boxes. And it's kind of like a P-switch, the Cube Wisp, because, like, when you activate it, there are blue blocks that you can walk on, like platforms that'll be around, and you can sort of just keep running along them. But there are also, like, blue rings that you can collect for points bonuses. Like, you'll see your score go up a lot when you grab those blue rings. So, when you slam down, all the blue rings turn into platforms. And vice versa. When you slam down, all the blue platforms turn into blue rings. So you're sort of alternating when you slam more than once, sort of like a P-switch. You're changing when they become collectible coins and whether they become, you know, platforms that you're actually going to be walking along and stuff. And, you know, I like the fact that it can slam things around it, I do. For the most part, though, it just acts as sort of a P-switch, and it's not my go-to wisp. It's not one of my favorite wisps. It serves a function, it's fine, I don't hate it, but, you know, it's like, if they make another Sonic Colors type game with more wisps, I'm not going to be like, oh, they need to bring back Cube. Cube is so important. It's like, Cube's okay. It creates platforms, it gives you blue rings, it's a thing. But you're encouraged to get those blue rings because it helps with your score. You won't be getting an S rank unless you're collecting them, you know. Gotta get the S ranks.
Would the owner of a white hover car shaped like an egg please report to the front desk? Your car has been broken into. Repeat, would the owner of a white hover car shaped like an egg please report to the front desk? Your car has been broken in... Wait a minute, what the heck?
Goddamn. Eggman, why would you leave your Eggmobile in the parking lot anyway, honestly? I'll park with the common folk, don't worry. No one's gonna take my Eggmobile. Oh, boy. I genuinely wonder who stole that. Considering all of the Sonic's friends are here, could it have been, like, Charmy Bee, Knuckles? I don't know. Is Orbot and Cubot just having a joyride when Eggman's not looking? And then one of the Eggpons reported it. He's like, sir, your Eggmobile's gone. Oh, shit. I love those throwaway lines that, like, again, is not present in any of the cutscenes. When we see Eggman again, he'll be in his Eggmobile, but I like the idea that, like, sometime before that cutscene, sometime in between those cutscenes, Eggman just had his Eggmobile stolen for a brief moment there, and he had to go get it back. I like that a lot, but, here we're introduced to yellow blocks. Yellow blocks are not the same as the black blocks that the cube can destroy. You can actually destroy the yellow blocks with a carefully timed stomp, and you can also jump underneath them to destroy them. Or, no, you can't. Thanks for proving me wrong, game. You have to, like, sort of slide into it with your slide in order to get through, but you have to basically use the X button. Whether you're stomping or you're sliding, you have to destroy the yellow blocks that way, and sometimes they can be put in a position where, like, you can't really do anything to them. So you just have to deal with it, or wait until you get either Spike Wisps, since Spike can just blow right through the yellow blocks, no problem, or you can use the Blue Wisp to shatter all of them, because Blue Wisp can pretty much destroy whatever. You just cube, and boom, everything around you just dies, you know. So in order to get the points bonus for the S rank, here I am collecting all these blue rings. I just keep going otherwise, but, what the hell, I'm here. I might as well do it. I do like the Cube Wisp's music theme, though. Very Seinfeld-esque. Sounds exactly like something you'd hear in Seinfeld. It's quite enjoyable if I do say so myself. Loop-de-loop the donut! Booyah! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the final act of the Wii version, not counting the boss fight. Like I said, every zone has 6 acts, and a boss fight. But since we're on the 6th act now, I'm not going to go ahead right directly to the boss fight because we have another version of the game to show off. Now we're going to be looking at the DS version of Starlight Carnival. And by the way, the DS version actually does act very much like the Wii version in that you have to unlock wisps as you come to them. Like if you notice in the bottom right corner, the burst wisp with an X icon is there. That actually is when you first meet the burst wisp. They do this weird little mini-game thing where, like, first the wisp is flying along the bottom screen, and you sort of have to touch him with the stylus in order to activate him. And then once you get him, that's when they first get introduced. Like, originally, when you play the DS version, you don't have access to burst in the Tropical Resort. Like, I had to... That's, again, me doing a save file. You'll notice my live count on this is 99. I have 99 lives in the DS version because I'm playing my old save file. They only give you 1 save file per cartridge. So in order to show off everything, like, to have regular lives again and stuff, I'd have to delete my save file. And I collected you know, all the red rings and stuff. I didn't want to have to do it all over again. I'm content just showing you the levels and not redoing my save file. The cutscenes can all be rewatched in the options menu anyway, but I digress. This is when we would first get introduced to the Burst Wisp, is basically what I'm saying. And, yeah, it still acts the same. You can use it to run into all those popcorn machines to send you flying through. At least I think those are popcorn machines. I like the fact that when you're in a hot air balloon as regular Sonic, it just floats down. But if you're a Burst Wisp and you go into a hot air balloon, it starts rising higher because the heat is blowing into it and stuff. I love that. It's got the same old grabby rockets that you would see in the final level of Sonic Rush 1, where, like, you grab the rocket and you have to sort of push left and right on the control pad in order to change its direction, and then try and guide the rocket where you need to go. It can take 3 hits against the wall, and then it will just destroy, and then you can't use it anymore. But another new Wisp, ladies and gentlemen! That's right, the DS version has another exclusive Wisp with Void. This is Void. He basically is this giant black hole that, like, you can literally fly anywhere as long as you're the Void. Like, if you hold up, he'll go up. If you hold down, he'll go down. And he just floats there, and you just want to keep running into a whole bunch of badniks and rings and all kinds of collectible things, because the more you collect, the bigger Void will get. And if you run into more Void capsules, obviously you can last much longer. Like, every time you pick up more of the same Wisp that you are, you'll be playing as that Wisp for much longer. And Void is not in the Wii version. Void is not in the Wii version. It looks kind of similar to Frenzy from the outside. It's this purple Wisp with yellow eyes. I think it's actually a Nega Wisp, but we haven't been introduced to that concept yet. But, you know, Void is introduced in this stage as well, although you can't unlock him until you get to Asteroid Coaster. So normally I wouldn't be able to show off Void right away. But since I'm playing my old save file, I can access them whenever I want. The Wii version has red rings to collect as well, just like the Wii version, although the red rings just get you concept art and music for the sound test and stuff. It doesn't get you the bonus that the Wii version does. The bonus that the Wii version has is in this game, kind of, sort of. But you don't get it from the red rings, you get it from the Chaos Emeralds. So yeah. I think just saying that you get it by getting the Chaos Emeralds is already a spoiler as to what the reward is, but either way. Sweet Mountain DS, it's alright. It's got hot air balloons where you need to guide them down and watch out for spikes. You bounce off jello instead of springs in order to get to places, which I enjoy. It's got, like, lots of these jelly bean falling contraptions where, like, they're pouring jelly beans downwards and you can't run through it, but if you boost through it, you can get through it, you know? So you'll just need to boost through jelly bean waterfalls. Jelly bean falls, or whatever. I'm not sure if the other Rush games have the stomp. I can't remember. I haven't played them in a while, but you can push down and then the jump button in order to stomp in the DS version. I wish it was like the A button or something. I wish it was a specific button, because sometimes it can be hard to remember that, like, you have to hold down and push the jump button in order to do the stomp, whereas the Wii version, you just push X, you know? Like, you'll just be going somewhere, you jump, push X, Sonic will immediately go right down, but it works, you know. Sometimes you can get to springs that you might shoot overhead, sometimes you'll destroy platforms that maybe you didn't know you could destroy. There are some like that in Tropical Resort. Like, in Tropical Resort Act 2, when you're being chased by the giant Ferris wheel, you could actually stomp through the ground just before that in order to get to a lower pathway and stuff, and let the Ferris wheel pass over you and stuff. So that's kind of interesting. But all the music is pretty much exactly the same as it is in the Wii version, except it's DS-ified, so it doesn't sound quite as high quality. It doesn't have quite the same instruments. It definitely sounds like a DS title would. But, you know, all the music is accounted for. All the music sounds like Sonic Colors music. Bounce on that guy's chili dog, and boost and booyah! So that's the DS Act 1, Act 2 comeback for Part 6. We're going to check out the bonus missions, as well as the boss of Sweet Mountain. See you then.